Good afternoon and welcome to HCUC Apprenticeships and Skills, a virtual apprenticeship event for National Apprenticeship Week. I'm Humaira and I'll kickstart the session today. Just to let you know that we are recording this session today, you will be muted and your cameras will be turned off to keep the internet speed optimum. If you have any questions, please type them into the chat box and we will aim to answer them at the end of the session. But before we talk about the apprenticeships, let's hear a welcome message from our principal from Harrow College, Joe Withers.
I'm Jo Withers, Principal of Harrow College. So apprenticeships, a smarter way to build a stronger future. They allow individuals to get onto the career ladder, but they're also really useful for experienced professionals who want to upskill in their current roles, who perhaps actually want to turn their hand to a completely new career. Apprenticeships are also really important for businesses as they allow companies to take on new people or actually retrain employees and mould them into the fabric and ethos of their businesses. And many employers have championed apprenticeships as a great way of bringing new skills and fresh ideas into their businesses. And many apprentices have gone on to run multi-million-pound companies. So whether you are an employer looking to boost your business or you're an individual looking to fire up your career, join us throughout the week to find out how you can benefit from apprenticeships.
That's all from Joe. I will now hand you over to my colleague Alice, who will talk about apprenticeships. Over to you, Alice.
Thank you so much, Humaira. Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us. Hope we can make this interesting for you and give you information you need about apprenticeships, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you may have at the end. My name's Alice Armisen. I'm the Apprenticeship Recruitment Coordinator, or one of them, at the college, and I'm just going to go over some aspects of the apprenticeship, just sort of to give you a bit more information. Right, we'll start off with what is an apprenticeship. An apprenticeship is a real job. It's not work experience that you do as a student or any voluntary work or anything else. It is a paid job that you do for an employer, and you get a qualification while you're doing that job on a full-time basis. You've got to be 16 years old by the time you start your apprenticeship. If you're in school right now and you're doing your GCSEs, you can apply before you're 16, let's say in the summer, but by the time you start your apprenticeship, you must be 16 years of age in order to start it. You would be working for a minimum of 30 hours a week, although that might go up to 40 hours a week, and that would depend on the needs of the employer and the business, you know, when you join them. You would get well, the starting point for an hourly rate for the wages would be £4.30, but majority of employers actually pay a great deal more than £4.30 an hour. The average wage tends to be around about anything between £5 to £8 an hour. And you know, this, you could also get you know, a pay review every time that you do have you know, a review in your workplace every so often. That would be a negotiation between you and your employer. You'll be based obviously in your own workplace, wherever the address might be, but out of the 5 days a week that you should be at work, 20% of that will be spent like studying for your qualification, and that means attending college 1 day a week, plus doing perhaps some extra hours in the workplace where you're away from your workstation and you're perhaps gathering evidence, you know, for your e-portfolio or for your coursework. Apprenticeships are for a minimum of 12 months and 1 week. However, they are of different duration depending on the subject that you're studying. For instance, engineering, you know, or electrical installations are 4 years or 48 months, whereas dental nursing might be anything between 18 to 24 months. childcare level 2 might be 12 months. So they all vary depending on what you apply for. Thank you. Could I have the next slide, please? Right. So in terms of what benefits you would get from doing an apprenticeship as opposed to just a normal job. First of all, an apprenticeship, as I said, is a real job, and that means you're earning a salary. You're not doing it for free or for a short period. So you will be there for a minimum of 12 months working for an employer. You will be part of their team, and you will have the same rights and responsibilities as any other member of staff within that company. You're getting free training, so the qualification that you're gaining and the day release that you will have at the college is completely free to you. You don't have to spend anything on it. It's either the government that pays in full for it, or your employer might make a contribution towards it, but you don't pay anything, so there are no debts being built up while you're doing your course. And you will of course get relevant work experience in a field that you really love to do, as well as getting transferable skills in a job. And transferable skills are things like working with a team, how to get along with everybody, how to manage your time properly, how to prioritize your work, how to be punctual, and so on. So all of these things that you learn being in a job, especially if it's your first time that you've got a full-time job, this will help you build that sort of work ethic that you need in order to get along alongside your colleagues. You will also work towards a recognized qualification. So the qualification is nationally recognized, and the contents of that have been designed by the employers themselves. So they're not some theoretical topics that you're learning. These are contents that will be helpful towards doing your job better and understanding it better. You will also be able to progress into higher education. So if you want to do higher level apprenticeships, we go all the way up to degree level, although obviously the degree level qualifications at the moment are not done at the college, but elsewhere you can apply for them if that's how far you'd like to go to. And some of the benefits of being an apprentice is that you also get some discounts. So you will get sort of NUS extra card that will help you sort of get discounts on all sorts of things, from fashion to food, travel, and etc. When you go to certain shops where they accept the NUS card, as well as if you are traveling within London, you will get 30% off TfL Oyster card travel costs wherever it might be, from home to the workplace. Thank you, Humaira. Next slide. Right, so these are the list of apprenticeship subjects that we offer. They're mostly at level 2 and level 3, although majority of them are at level 3. We do have a few at level 4 and level 5. But really the starting point would be sometimes at level 2, for instance, if you're doing accounting or childcare or customer service and so on. But majority of the jobs that we have, such as business admin, IT, dental nursing, all of the engineering, electrical and plumbing subjects, they will come at level 3, which are equivalent to A levels by the time you complete the whole of the apprenticeship program. Next slide, please. And how do I become an apprentice? So obviously, in order to become an apprentice, you need to have an employer that is prepared to take on somebody as an apprentice. But if you can find the employer yourself, that would be really great. However, if you don't have an employer, it's not a problem. We've got a big list of employers that on a regular basis are looking for an apprentice, and will help you find one, and we'll discuss who we've got available on our books and assess you and so on, and put you forward to these employers if they're suitable for you. As a starting point, you would need to have a really, really good CV, because this is the first time that the employer is going to get to know about you through your CV. So it's really important to remember that first impressions count. Make your CV stand out by making it easy to read for a start. So make it in bullet points so that they can see all of your qualities and all the information that you're putting on the CV at a glance. Make sure that there's no spelling mistakes, and also be precise. If you're really young and you haven't had a lot of work experience, even if you've had a week's work experience that your school sent you to, please put that on, because employers want to see that you have been in a workplace, if that's at all been possible, especially during the pandemic. That would be really great. We could help you out with sort of editing your CV and making it more outstanding once you create that CV to begin with, and send it to us, and we'll have a look, and we can suggest sort of improvements to it. So please don't worry about it. Make a start on it if you haven't got one already, and we'll help you with the rest of it. You would also need to have, as a minimum, grade 4 in Maths and English GCSEs for majority of the subjects that you're applying for, except for engineering, where grade 5 is required. Okay, so they are the entry requirements. So if you are in school right now and you're preparing for your GCSE exams, please do your best to gain your pass grade. If, as I said, you're applying for engineering, grade 5 is a must. So please aim for that when you're sitting your exams. And if you are Oxbridge College learner, Oxbridge or Harrow College learner, we also need to know that you've had excellent attendance at your current course, because we do have access to your student records. We can see how well you've attended college, and it's really important that you make a really good impression, both with the college and the employer, to show that you've been serious with your studies and this is how you mean to go on. And practicing your interview skills would be really great. We do have a 2-part assessment process where you'll get plenty of interview practice, and if you require any more, we'll also organize that for you. Thank you so much. I'll hand over to my colleague Carly now. Thank you. Carly, are you there?
I'll be happy to take over. Carly might be having some issues with connection.
Thanks,
Right.
Sanjay.
No problem. Okay, so let's look at what are the entry requirements. So first of all, you need to have a British or EU passport, and you need to be living in the UK for at least 3 years. That is a part of the government funding rules. For a level 2 apprenticeship, again, it's your GCSEs, Maths and English at grade 3 or above. That is the minimum entry requirements, where it allows us to offer you functional skills at the same time. Some examples of the apprenticeships we offer at level 2 are customer services, accounting, if you are looking to work in an office environment. We do offer childcare at level 2 as well, and also motor vehicle and production chef. The more popular apprenticeships do start at level 3. Minimum entry requirements is GCSE English and Maths, at least a grade 4 or above. Some examples of the apprenticeships at level 3 we offer are business admin and accounting. You've got your construction style apprenticeships as well, such as engineering, plumbing, electrical installation. We do offer sort of the healthcare department, such as early years, dental nursing, teaching assistants as well. And we've got IT and HR. If you are quite experienced, or you've studied at an A-level or BTEC qualification level already, then as long as you've got an A-level or BTEC and you've got your English and Maths at grade 4 or over, you could potentially be suitable for a level 4 apprenticeship, where you could study construction site supervisor, dental practice management, engineering manufacturing, or professional accounting. Next slide, please.
Hi, Sanj, I can carry on if that's all right. Sorry, there was a problem with the mute button there. Hi, everybody. So my name's Carly. I'm one of the other recruitment officers at HCUC. I'm just going to talk you through a few more slides. Okay, so the application and assessment process. So first things first, you need to apply for an apprenticeship. So you can do that by applying online on the apprenticeships page on our website. We also advertise our vacancies on NAS, or the National Apprenticeships website, or notgoingtouni.com as well, which is quite a good source if you're looking for apprenticeships. Alternatively, give us a call, send us an email, and you can start your application that way as well. So once you've applied, there is an interview and assessment process, which is in two parts. The first part is what we call a BKSB, which is essentially a maths and English assessment. And we'll also collect some documents from you at that point as well. So whatever it is, whether it be your passport or your residence card, we'll get that ID from you, and also your GCSE certificates. And at that stage, we'll ask you for your CV as well, and can support you with that. The second stage, you'll then have your interview with the curriculum assessor and do a skill scan. So that really depends on what it is you're applying for. So if you want to do, for example, a business admin apprenticeship, you will have a meeting with the business admin tutor, and that's a really good opportunity for you in the application process to start asking questions, and to get a really good idea of what the expectation would be from you on the apprenticeship, and you know what it is you're going to be training in and learning as well. So at that point, if you're then approved by the assessor, your CV will go out to available employers. And that's something as recruitment officers we'll discuss in detail with you. So we can talk to you about what it is you're interested in, what kinds of employers, and we can look at what's available depending on what's local to you. And then hopefully at that point, you'll get shortlisted for a job interview. And if you are, we will organise all of that for you and arrange it. And then if you're successful at the interview, your employer will hopefully offer you the apprenticeship job role. And it's only then at that point that you'll actually be enrolled onto the apprenticeship once you've been offered the apprenticeship job and also assessed by the curriculum team here at the college. Yeah, next slide. Okay, so during the apprenticeship then, so when you start an apprenticeship, you'll be appointed an assessor from the college who will visit you at work every 8 weeks. And you'll also get a workplace mentor as well. So between them, they'll offer you support throughout the apprenticeship. They'll be your go-to people. So if you have any questions or you've got any issues at work or you want to talk through anything at all, those will be the people who are allocated specifically for you to give you some support. So as you know already, you'll attend college. Normally that's for 1 day per week, depending on what it is you're studying. I think for some of the big engineering apprenticeships, sometimes it's 2 days. And that's a mixture of on campus and online learning. You're responsible for your own learning. So, I mean, that sounds like it's a bit of a given, but actually it's quite a big undertaking. You'll be managing your time at work, doing full-time hours, plus keeping up with your studies and any assignments that you're given as well. So it is really important that you think about, you know, what it is you're taking on if you're applying for an apprenticeship, and you know, you're somebody who is confident to manage their time effectively. And then when you're getting toward the end of your apprenticeship, you'll be assessed by an external assessor, so someone who's separate from the college and the employer. And you'll do what's called your endpoint assessment, or your EPA. So essentially, once you're confident in your job role, you'll be assessed in the workplace in order to pass your apprenticeship. So that could be an observation. It might be that you have an interview all about your job role. So there are different kind of ways in which you could be assessed depending on the apprenticeship that you're doing. Next one. Yeah, okay, so if you're not ready for an apprenticeship, so perhaps if you're in a situation at the moment when you don't quite meet the entry criteria for apprenticeship, so if you need, for example, to work on your maths and English still, you could apply to do a traineeship instead. Or if, for example, you need to get some short-term work experience before you actually decide on an apprenticeship you want to do, maybe you don't want to commit to kind of 18 months or a 2-year apprenticeship just yet. So traineeships also teach employability skills as well. So they are quite useful kind of gateways, if you like, to getting onto an apprenticeship if that's something that you've got in mind that you'd like to do in the future. So traineeship vacancies are advertised online, or you can just give us a call as well if you want a bit more information about traineeships. Next one. Sanjay, I think it's back to you now.
Brilliant, thanks a lot. Okay, so why choose Harrow and Uxbridge College for your apprenticeships and skills? So we are a leading training provider. We offer the highest quality apprenticeships, and we are the leading training provider in the whole of West London and North West London as well. We are working with the local job centres to provide upskilling and retraining to people in the local community, and helping people create futures for their ambitions. At the moment, we have over 1,200 different employer links and over 800 apprentices. Within our team, we've got up to 55 years worth of experience in helping people find their desired careers. Next slide, please. Okay, so we're just going to introduce a short video from one of our current level 3 business admin apprentices, Michael Cannon.
Hello, my name is Michael Cannon and I'm a level 3 business administration apprentice. I first studied at Uxbridge College in 2015. Having already had a good experience with the college, I looked into the apprenticeships being offered. I was lucky enough to find a level 2 business admin apprenticeship working in the admission department at the Uxbridge campus of what was now HCUC. When my year was finished, I was keen to find another role at HCUC. I saw an opportunity for another apprenticeship, and the team were very helpful in upgrading the role to a level 3 from a level 2 apprenticeship, which I'm currently studying the level 3 now. The main skill I've developed in my apprenticeship is my self-confidence. Before I started, I found customer service very daunting. I got incredibly anxious and was sometimes unable to speak to people. Now I'm able to communicate with many different people, both face-to-face and over the telephone. This is a skill that serves me in my personal life as well as my professional life, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. When my apprenticeship finishes, I am very likely to be kept on in my job for the employability team in a brand new role at HCUC as an online course administrator. I would definitely recommend apprenticeships to anyone. I started my apprenticeship when I was 22, and it was the first time I had a full-time job with actual contracted hours. It presented me with financial stability and the chance to gain important experience which will serve me for the rest of my life when it comes to looking for jobs.
That's brilliant. I'd like to say a big thank you for Michael for giving us a good insight onto his business admin apprenticeship. Okay, so we've just listed a few recent vacancies that we've had. So from what you can see, we've got some employers such as John Chilton School, who took on a business admin level 3 apprentice. They were paying a great salary starting at £245 a week for an 18-month qualification. We do work with IT organizations as well, such as EBM. They were looking for an IT apprentice at level 3, offering a good salary of £190 a week for their 24-month qualification. And we do offer customer services and childcare as well, all at different levels with different starting points for salaries. One thing to note as well is that although this is a starting point for your salary, the more you progress in your workplace, the more responsibilities you take on, and the more you learn from your qualification, the employers could be enticed to actually increase your salary depending on your performance. And a few more recent vacancies we've had. These are more construction based. As you can see with NIBCS, they were offering a great salary of £18,000 per year over a 4-year qualification. We've also worked with Absel Limited. They were looking for an electrical installation apprentice at level 3. Another, again, a 4-year qualification based all around central London. Okay, so if you did want to apply for an apprenticeship through the Harrow and Uxbridge College Apprenticeship website, this is how it would look like. This is showcased on the enroller system that we use. So from here, as you can see, the information is quite a lot. It will tell you the employer description. So it's always good to know a little bit about who the employer is and what they do. It will tell you the salary, the working week, the duration of the course, potential start date, and also the location. So you want to make sure that you can actually travel to the employer that you're interested in. And it's always important to look at the main description as well. So before you apply, you want to know what the day-to-day duties are that you're going to be doing within this workplace. Okay, if you want more information, it's always good to have a look on the website. There's a lot of information about the variety of apprenticeships subjects that we offer. But you can always give us a call. The Harrow College number is myself, and it's listed there, 0208 909 6328. If you are more Uxbridge, Hayes or West London based, you can always give my colleagues Alice and Carly a call on their listed phone numbers here as well. If you are just making a general inquiry, you can actually send us an email at apprenticeships@hcuc.ac.uk. Otherwise, if you're just close by to the campuses, feel free to pop in, go to reception and ask for the apprenticeship team. There will always be somebody available to speak to you either on campus or over the phone.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thanks for the information. I hope you guys enjoyed the session we just provided. Now we will pick up some questions from the chat box. If you have any questions to think about, just feel free to post it in our chat and we will read it out and our experts will answer them. I'll kick off with one question which I have received a few minutes ago, which is, can you become an apprentice with another passport, i.e. Indian passport or like, any other passport?
Right, I'll come in if I may. Right, one of the entry requirements is that if you have got an overseas passport, you would need to have a residence permit that was issued a minimum of 3 years ago. So that means you should have been a resident in the UK for the last 3 years, and that your residence permit will last for the duration of an apprenticeship that you're applying for. So for instance, if an apprenticeship is going to last 2 years, your residence permit will not expire before the end of the 2 years when your apprenticeship is going to end. However, yes, you can apply for other passports so long as you meet the criteria that I've just set out.
Thank you, Alice. I have another question. When should the application be made? Is it not July?
It all depends on, what you're doing currently yourself. If you're in school doing GCSEs, as you're getting close to the end of your GCSE exams, or as soon as you finish them, contact us on one of these numbers or email us, and we'd be happy to start processing your application. If on the other hand, you're looking for a job right now, and we do have the kind of jobs that you are looking for currently on offer, then we'd be happy to hear from you straight away. So it all depends on your circumstances and what is it you're looking for.
Thank you, Alice. We have another question, which is, please tell us what level for apprenticeships you have on your offer.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch the question.
What level for apprenticeships we offer?
Right, so the levels for apprenticeships start from the foundation level, which is the intermediate apprenticeships at level 2. Only some of our apprenticeships are at level 2, such as customer service, accounting, some hospitality, have I missed out? Childcare, yeah, and some teaching assistant roles. So we have at level 2. Majority of our apprenticeships are at level 3, which would be equivalent to 2 or 3 A levels by the end of the apprenticeship.
Thank you, Alice. I have another question coming up saying, can you study full-time apprenticeship without working for an employer?
No, apprenticeship, unfortunately, by definition, is a job that has a qualification attached to it. So if you just want to study something without working for an employer, then it's a full-time course that might be better suited to yourself. If, on the other hand, you want to gain work experience while you're getting your qualification in that particular subject, that's when apprenticeships come in.
Thank you, Alice. The next question has come through, which is, do you have any vacancy for accounting? What are the exact titles for accountancy level 3, 4, and 5?
Yeah, I can pick that one up. So yes, we do. We have got vacancies at the moment for accounting for apprentices who will be studying over at Harrow campus. There'll be nothing for Uxbridge until the autumn term, which will be September. But if you're happy to go to Harrow, then yes, there are currently vacancies available. In terms of what the titles are, actually employers can have different titles depending on what the job role is, but it's normally accounts assistant would be kind of for level 2 or level 3.
Right.
Level 2 is accounts assistant, and level 3 is assistant accountant, and level 4 is sort of taxation. And we don't offer level 5 because that then goes into foundation degree, and you probably would do that at a university.
Thank you, Harpo and Carly. Our next question is, can someone elaborate more on teaching assistants or learning and development? Those two apprenticeships.
Right, teaching assistants is for anybody that wishes to pursue a career sort of as a teaching assistant in a school. It has to be sort of working in the classroom, assisting the teacher, and that's level 3 apprenticeship, which is equivalent to 2 A levels. So again, we talked about having a job, so you need to be employed in a school in order to achieve that. The learning and development apprenticeships at level 3 and level 5 are if you're working in HR, and part of your role is that you are sort of doing learning and development for staff within the organisation. So that's the difference between the two.
Thanks, Harpo. The next question is, what level do you need for motor vehicle?
It all depends on your starting point. So if you haven't got any experience at all, you will then start at level 2. And you would need, obviously, GCSE grades C for maths and English in order to, as an entry requirement. But we don't just base our decision on that. It's based on a holistic interview as well. And that will then determine your starting point.
Thanks, Harpo. The next question is, will there be any apprenticeship information available at the Uxbridge College Open Day in March?
Sorry, repeat that again.
Will there be any apprenticeship information available for the Uxbridge
Yes.
College Open Day in March?
Yes, there will. We have a stand which we do every open day, and the team will be there to sort of for you to get more detailed information depending on your subject area.
Thank you, Harpo. The next question. Just give me 1 second. Are there any apprenticeships for an end role of a youth worker?
We don't offer any youth work types of apprenticeship purely because we've not had the demand. But that if you go onto apprenticeships.gov and you can actually search for a particular apprenticeship that you're interested in, I would advise people to kind of register yourselves with that, and each time that sort of opportunity comes back up, you'll get an alert. But we HCUC don't offer that particular apprenticeship.
Thanks, Harpo. The next question is, are there any part-time apprenticeships?
No. The apprenticeships are, you have to be working minimum of 30 hours a week with a day release at college, which is a paid time for you. But the reason we can't offer apprenticeships is that then we would have to extend the duration of your apprenticeship, where it might only last 12 months, we've got to extend it by another 12 months because we need to make sure that you are covering the 20% of the job training equivalent to the 30 hours that you would work.
Thanks, Harpo. The next query is, it looks like you don't currently offer any sports or leisure apprenticeships. Are you ever likely to offer these?
We have offered them in past and they have been quite successful, but unfortunately, the reason we don't actually offer sort of the fitness types of apprenticeships is a lot of the football sports organisations that have their own apprenticeship programme, and the gyms expect people to have certain qualifications before they can join. So we have tried it before, but not been successful. So that's the reason why we don't offer them anymore.
Thanks, Harpo. The next question is, when do you have to apply for an apprenticeship level 3 for next year for plumbing?
Plumbing, so what I would suggest, if you are on a level 2 course, you know, I think Ali's addressed this earlier, you know, there's various ways you can apply. You can have, if you're looking for it now, we've got vacancies, you can apply for that vacancy and the team will get in touch with you. If you're still at school, but you're interested in certain subject, then apply as soon as you can. We will then get in touch with you. But we want you to focus on your exams. So don't get distracted with that, because you really need to focus on your English, maths for the apprenticeships. If you've got that, then all you're doing is working on your vocational area and working. And I can't stress that enough, because these are not soft options for the apprenticeships. It's easier to do a full-time course because you're only studying for 15 hours a week. For plumbing, for example, you'll be working minimum of 30 hours a week, coming into college 1 day a week. You'll be studying qualifications, which is equivalent to 2 A levels. And if you then need to do maths and English, you can imagine the pressure that you're under. So if you're in school, my plea to you all is to focus on your maths and English and get the grades. Then you pick the provider that you want to work with, rather than having to, you know, pick rather than the provider saying, well, we can't take you because you haven't got the entry requirements, or you've got to do this first before we take you on.
Thank you, Harpo.
I answered that question. It got a bit long-winded, I'm sorry.
All right. Is there a vacancy for hospitality management?
We don't offer hospitality management. Again, we have to look at the demand, and we haven't had that much interest in it. What we have had interest in is production chef and commis chef, and those have been really popular roles that we have filled. We've got to also look at the viability for running a program. So if it's less than 6, it becomes very difficult, and then the quality suffers because it's so few people.
Thanks, Harpo. The next question is, do you have an apprenticeship for software developer IT? And if you do, what level it is?
This is sound like, you know, everything on the list we don't offer. The IT qualifications that we offer is the IT solutions, which is a level 3. We are also going to be offering this year, sort of before the next academic year, network engineer, which is a level 4, and then also cyber security. Again, it's having the numbers to make it viable. And we are going to be merging with the Richmond College, fingers crossed. So, you know, and they deliver complementary digital skills qualifications. So if we don't deliver a subject, they more likely will do, but we can share that once we know for definite that is the case.
Thanks, Harpo. I'm got a second question from the person who asked about the hospitality management.
Uh-huh.
They just asked that where and how I can find hospitality management apprenticeship if you are not offering.
Again, what we'll do is when we send out an email to everybody that's expressed an interest, I will, Amara, if I can give you the link to
Yes.
put into the email, and if
Right.
you register with them, that will give you a better opportunity to see what's out there, and you can actually search for your particular apprenticeship that you're interested in. It does exist, so but we just don't offer it.
No worries, Harpo. That's absolutely fine. The next question is, what kind of salary band usually is offered in apprenticeships? And that's for the business admin, customer service, and HR.
Right, the band varies from employer to employer. I mean, as Sandra's gone through the vacancies, you can see the range of work, the range of salaries that are offered. So, for example, we've just recently got a vacancy in for a company based in Uxbridge, which is offering 23,000 a year. And then we have other companies that offer 11,000, 12,000. It really does vary. But what our sales team do and our recruitment officers do, always work with the employer to say, make the salary attractive so you get good caliber of people applying for it.
Thank you, Harpo. There's next question, which I think I will be able to answer it. Will there be a summary of this session available after today? Yes, we will be. We are recording this session, so we will be emailing it to you if you have registered with us through the Eventbrite. If you haven't, don't worry. We will be posting it on our social media and also on our website in next few days. So yes, the video session will be available and for you to watch again if you have any queries to clarify. Okay. There is another question come through right now, and that is, do you have any cybersecurity apprenticeship?
We are looking to start those with the network engineer. So our plan is to kind of get that off the ground from April, but we haven't, as I said, we're just starting to engage with employers and look at what sort of positions are out there.
Another question, thank you, Harpo. Another question has come through. Which employer is the accountancy apprenticeship list? Because Carly mentioned there is accountancy vacancy available right now.
Yeah, so the full details for that vacancy are on the website, but it's with a company called Avant & Co. And you can have a look at the salary and the exact location and everything all on our website. I think there's a link in the chat box to it now.
Yep, it's been posted on the chat box, so feel free to browse and access the information, please. The next question is, what levels do you offer for HR apprenticeships?
Level 3 and level 5. Level 5 is only for those that are established, have established roles within the HR. So if you can imagine, it's leading up to foundation degree. Level 3, we have placed people into those positions, but a lot of the time it's existing people upskilling into those roles.
Thank you, Harpo. The next question is, we would like to start an engineering apprenticeship, but not sure which engineering apprenticeship to choose from. Could you please advise?
I'm going to pass it over to Barry.
Hi there. Yeah, well, there are many engineering apprenticeships that you can go for. At level 3, there's machining, there's maintenance, there's one called mechatronics, which is halfway between electronic and mechanical engineering. Or if you wanted to do electrical installation or plumbing, or indeed motor vehicle. So there's lots of different mechanical type apprenticeships out there that you can do. It just means getting in touch with us and we can go through some detail with you.
Thanks, Barry.
Could I just,
Yeah,
sorry,
go on.
I just wanted to also mention that there are fact sheets also on our website. If you click on the apprenticeship tab and go and have a look at all of the fact sheets under engineering, you'll be able to get a bit more information in writing as well, just if you're looking for that.
Thank you, Barry and Alice. The next question is, do you offer hairdressing and dental assistant apprenticeship?
We offer
Right.
hairdressing at level 2 and 3, and we offer dental nursing. I suppose that means the same as dental assistant. So that's the nurse assisting the dentist with the treatment.
Right. I cannot see any other question anymore. If you see any other question, Lucy, do you have anything else? No, I can't see anything right now.
No more coming in to me either.
Yeah.
No. Harper, would you like to address?
Yeah, so, yeah, just like to say thank you everyone for joining, and I hope you found the information useful. You know, my plea to all of you, if you're at school, please focus on your exams, focus on your English and maths. That will get you everywhere, whether it's an apprenticeship or a full-time course, or when you go to university, everybody's looking for that. And if parents have joined, I hope you found it informative. Please do contact us if there's any queries, any questions, happy to answer. We do have lots of vacancies in business admin, customer service, and childcare and dental nursing at the moment. So if you've got family and friends who might be interested, please do share the information with them, and we welcome applicants.
We have still a few minutes, and if anybody has any other questions, please feel free to pop into the chat box.
Whilst we're just waiting on any further questions, just a reminder, I've popped a link into the chat for the open days. I know somebody asked a question about whether information will be available. As the team have said, there will be 4 open days across Uxbridge and Harrow. So do come along, come and meet the team, ask any questions, and they'll be able to help you from there as well.
Thanks, Lucy. I have got another question now. Somebody's asked, I am 39 years old. Can I apply for an apprenticeship?
Yes. Please let us know which one you want to apply for so we can help.
Yeah. Thank you, Harper. I don't have any other questions yet, just making sure everybody's... Guys, we have another couple of minutes. If you have any other questions, feel free to pop in. Oh, there you go. Another one has come through. What is the difference between apprenticeship and courses, as in possible to leave or maybe even switch to a different one?
Sorry, Hamara, can you repeat that?
Yeah, if you are doing, what is the difference between apprenticeship and courses, as in the,
full-time course?
Yes. What is the difference between apprenticeships and courses, as in the amount of hours, days in college?
Right. So if you're on a full-time course, your typical time in the college would be about 15 hours minimum. It could go up depending on if you're doing maths and English. For the apprenticeships, you'll have to be working minimum of 30 hours a week. So that means you're 4 days working full-time with the employer, and then you come into college 1 day a week, which is 6 hours. So that's the big difference.
No worries. Thank you, Harper. The next question is, do you have pharmaceutical apprenticeship?
We don't offer pharmaceutical. We are looking to deliver lab technician apprenticeships. Again, some of these niche apprenticeships are sometimes run by employers themselves or very specialist providers, because you need specialists to kind of run those qualifications. So it's very difficult to specialize in every area. So hence we don't offer that, but we are we do offer lab technicians apprenticeships.
Thank you, Harpo. There's another question coming through is, if you are doing an apprenticeship and you are not enjoying it, is it possible to leave and maybe switch to a different one?
Right, it's about communication. So the starting point is that when you come and meet the recruitment team, they will give you advice and guidance, warts and all, you know, what it involves, what's the commitments like, and then you start that, and it's understandable because you think, oh yeah, I can do it, but then you get into it and you're not enjoying it. As long as you keep your assessor updated, you can definitely transfer to another apprenticeship, but just don't leave without letting anybody know. It's also about managing your relationship with the employer. Because remember, if you've done 3 months with them or 6 months with them, there are your reference for your next job. Yeah, my advice to you is, you know, communication is key. Talk to your assessor, talk to your tutor, and then we will support you to say, okay, we can have that conversation with the employer, and then we can also support you to transfer you to another apprenticeship within the college.
Thanks, Harpo. I have another question now. Why choose a full-time course over an apprenticeship? Are there pros and cons of both?
So let me talk about the benefits of an apprenticeship. With the apprenticeship, what you have is you're working, you're earning money, because I know, you know, everybody needs money these days because everything is expensive. But also getting a qualification and the experience. So when you qualify as an apprentice, you are going to be in a better position, I hate to say, than a graduate graduating from university. So A, you ain't going to have debts. B, you're going to have lots of experience that the graduate won't have. They might have the theory, but they won't have the practical. So doing the full-time course, it's again your decisions and your preferred style of learning, or the pathway that you want to take. The full-time course will give you the theory, and we do offer work placements. You might have heard of T-levels, which is like pre-apprenticeships, but it's the other way around. So you're in the workplace 1 day a week and in college 4 days a week. So you know, that's the difference. It really depends on how you want to launch your career, really.
Thanks, Harpo. The next question is it possible to switch from an apprenticeship to a course or vice versa?
Yes, you can.
Fantastic. Thank you. Are there any full-time courses and part-time courses in health and social care? Lucy, you might want to pick that up.
Yes, certainly. We do have both full-time and part-time courses in health and social care, and I'll drop the links to the college websites into the chat box just so you can head there. And just to pick up, I know there have been a couple of questions just about what might be the right choice for you. Don't forget, if you do want to have any advice about all of the offer that we have, that will be available at the open days, but also our advice and guidance team are available. You can either pop into one of the colleges, or you can give us a call. Again, contact details are on the website. So if you're not quite sure, you can always have a chat and they can talk to you about the benefits of apprenticeships, full-time courses, T-levels, what sort of approach might work for you as well. But I'll drop the links into the chat for the college websites as well to the course areas.
Thank you, Lucy. I think that was the last question I've read out. I can't see anything else, and I think we have 1 or 2 minutes, so maybe we should just wrap up. I can't see anything else. Oh, there is one last question come out. How many hours are there in a part-time and full-time courses?
Full-time course, as I said, is minimum of 15 hours a week. Part-time course depends on what course you're doing. But Lucy's put the link for our courses into the chat. So if you want to go to that and have a look at it, they've again got fact sheets that you can drill down to, and that will give you the number of hours.
Thank you, Harpo. I think that's there is one last question. How is the process? What is the process for applying for an IT apprenticeship? Do you need IT experience?
Right, can I just come in here? I can take this one. Thank you. Right, for our IT apprenticeships start at level 3, as Harpal has mentioned before. We're hoping also to bring in level 4 apprenticeships, depending on what level you're applying for. Some level of IT knowledge would be beneficial because IT is more of a niche type of a subject. It's not like, let's say, doing business admin when you're, going into an office and you're learning in general about, how to conduct yourself in an office. With an IT role, you will, even from day one, you would be expected to have some understanding of the basics, of, I don't know, servers or networking, and an understanding of the hardware and the software, within a computer, to be able to follow whatever training you're getting. So it is very helpful for you to engage in some extracurricular activities if you can, just to increase your knowledge and your confidence, because you will also have an interview with the course assessor, and he'll want to go through why you've got a passion for IT, where your strength lies, what sort of things have you taught yourself or have you learned through any courses that you've studied throughout this. So it does help if you have got some IT experience. Just being on social media in itself isn't enough, to say that you've got, good IT skills in order to be able to apply. So please do look at doing anything extra that you can. Things like, I don't know, some people might build their own computers or create their own web pages, or there might be troubleshooting for friends and family and trying to sort out any, IT networking issues they might have, and so on. So all of these things will help increase your knowledge and your confidence for when you're going for an interview, both with the assessor and hopefully later on with an employer.
Thanks, Alice. We'll draw an end to our session for the day. Thank you, everyone, for attending this session. We hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, feel free to email us at apprenticeships@hcuc.ac.uk, and also our website, www.hcuc.ac.uk/apprenticeships. If you have registered for this event, we will send you the recording in the next few days. If you haven't, don't worry. Like I said before, we will post the video on our website and all across the social media as well soon. So we look forward to welcome you at HCUC. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Take care. Good night.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.